Hi, everybody. I'm Christopher Lowell. Welcome. Now, we're not seeing my living room today. Well, that's because this is where I spend 90% of my time when we're in production. This is my movable palace, as they say. That's what our show's all about today. We're going to show you that if a man's home can be his castle, why can't everything from a boat to a trailer to even tents be our palaces, right? Well, today we're going to talk all about that. We get so many letters from all of you who say, Christopher, I live in a mobile home. What do I do? This show is for you. Now, let's go inside and we'll talk a little bit more about it, okay? We're at Universal City Walk at Universal Studios Hollywood to ask, if you lived in a tent, how would you decorate it?
Camouflage, maybe? I don't know.
Camouflage? Oh, you're going to get ready for action,
No.
No, I make it sort of very rustic.
Okay,
Like,
kind of Adirondack style, huh?
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea. Okay.
Very safari-ish.
That whole sort of Scheherazade, Ralph Lauren thing going on with all the sort of out of Africa style?
Exactly.
Cool, I'll travel with you. You know, my idea of roughing it is when room service is late. That's about as much of a happy camper as I am. But I might change my mind after looking at this. By the way, this is Jonathan Staub, and he invented basically this portable, what looks like a guest house. It's actually, you can pick it up and move it around, right?
You can, it's mobile.
Now, these things have been installed in compounds, at hotels. Tell me where people use these kind of things.
They use them in their backyards for a guest room, art studio, extra space, country home. They're actually very versatile.
It's amazing. You're going to see what it looks like inside in just a second. Now, talk to me a little bit about the outside construction. Now, we took some pictures as you were building it. It started out with the platform, correct?
Correct. You build up from the platform, and then you do stick framing. And then there's a canvas shell that goes over the sides of it.
That's right. And then you have an additional roof that goes over. What's that for?
The rain fly. That takes most of the weather, so you can replace that without having to replace the walls.
What a great idea. Also, it probably keeps watershed.
Right.
So you ended up with a sagging tent. So basically, this is almost a simple house construction. Now, does all this come in a kit?
All of it is set the platform we're standing on, which you build yourself.
Well, that's pretty reasonable because that's just a big rectangle thing, right?
Correct.
Now, the canvas is, can it hold up to some substantial weather?
Yes, they've been up for about 15 years in some instances. So it's 10 to 15 depending on your climate and your UV, how much sun is on it.
Now, I noticed that you actually have real windows and doors. That's part of the kit, too, depending on the style that you order?
Right.
Okay. What would a model like this cost?
This one runs just above $3,000.
About $3,000. Well, considering you're getting what is an amazing guest room inside, which we're going to see, that's really not bad. Do people actually put these things on a beach for the summer?
Yes, they use them as summer structures or full-time structures, depending on your climate.
Oh, that's fabulous. Can we go inside?
Sure, let's go.
Let's do it. I'll let you lead, sir.
Thank you.
This is so cool. Wait till you see. This is really amazing, Jonathan.
Thanks, Christopher.
I mean, it feels like a hotel suite. This is the way to go camping.
It is.
It's great. How long does it take to set the structure up?
To put the structure up? It takes about a day with 2 people.
Which is really nothing. I mean, I actually watched you putting it up little by little. Now, you've actually furnished the space with this really sort of dramatic bed netting, which I think is great, which actually forms a canopy.
Right. It adds a little romance to the tent, too.
Now, how did you attach that? You just got that with just wire?
Right. Some just galvanized wire.
Oh, that's really cool.
Clothespin.
Yeah. It's casual, yet it's very romantic.
Right.
It's really wonderful. Now, being as we're talking about this, here we can actually see what comes in the kit. This is really the inner workings of the structure.
Correct. This is what you get in the kit. All the lumber you see.
It's basically 2x4s, and they're all pre-cut?
2x4s, just a couple of 4x4s in the corners, but most of it's 2x4s.
This is interesting. So everything is all notched out, so it really goes together like a big Tinker toy.
Right. It's very quick and very easy.
That's really cool. There's a lot of different spaces we've got here, too. We've got the beautiful bed area here with the nice fresh linens. These side tables, actually all the furniture is great.
Primitiva provided all this for you.
What's the company?
Primitiva.
It's really great, and I love the sort of primitive feeling with the very sort of casual but crisp linens and the bucket of flowers here. That's super looking. Now, it's amazing to me that you've got a function area here, then you've got a writing desk area over here. This is very cool.
Well, I think also the artwork in here is fun to do because the light's so nice.
Yes, yes, and I like the way you've suspended the pictures, again, just from the wire. So really, Jonathan, you can do anything in this room that you would do in a normal room.
Yes, you can. You actually can do a little more because there's no rules.
That's very cool. It is rather freeing, though. You can, and if you don't like it, you can change your scenery, too.
You can.
Now, as we walk around this side of the room, this is a great piece. And I like the scale of it in here. It really makes this feel like a real environment. This is like a place for clothes and things, huh?
Right. It has little drawers.
Oh, cool. That's very neat. It's all ready for me to put my stuff into.
Right. A little closet in the tent.
Then as we come around here, now here you've actually attached the picture right to one of the studs.
Right. So you have two options. One is you can hang it, or you can just put it right on the wood framing.
So really the style of this, it's sort of a cross between a very high-end shed and a very permanent-looking tent.
Right.
That's really that kind of combination, isn't it?
We kind of call it a bungalow because we think it...
Perfect. That's what I was looking for, right. And here you've even got some, this is from a company called Salvage One, which is so cool. Just these little artifacts the flea market finds seem to work really well in an environment like this. It's a great little side table, too.
Primitiva again.
This is Primitiva again as well?
Right.
Now, on the floors, obviously you could carpet this.
You could carpet it, you could put down wood floors, cork. I mean, basically, the flooring's flexible, whatever you want to put on it.
That's great. That's great. So, again, window treatments, everything's acceptable in a place like this.
Right. You can do Romans, you can do shades, roll downs, anything you want.
Now, when people actually purchase these, do they leave them up on a year-round basis?
I think it depends on your climate. If you have a lot of snow, you do need to drop it in the winter. But if you're in a state like California, you can leave it up pretty much year-round.
That's really great. So what happens now, let's say if you bust a part, what do? Reorder that part from you, or how does that work?
The only thing really that wears out on this tent short term is the rain fly, and that you do order from us, and that you just replace, put back on, and you're ready to go again.
That's great. We actually took it off to do this segment, which gave us more light, but that came off just like that.
It takes a few minutes.
So it's as easy as replacing the canvas on an umbrella.
Right.
Right?
Actually, a little easier.
Yeah, actually, it is a little easier. And something else I noticed here, too. What's the size of this particular unit?
It's 12 feet wide and 14 feet long.
That's really substantial. And how big can these get?
This is the biggest one. We also have a 10 by 12.
A 10 by 12.
Right.
That's still pretty substantial size. That's really very cool. Well, that's really great. Now, Jonathan, what's the most bizarre thing somebody's used one of these tents for?
I think the most charming one was an art studio, actually, because the light's so wonderful in these. It was neat to see.
Oh,
that.
what a great idea. So it's really just use your imagination, and you got an extra room.
Right. It's a canvas waiting for you to make it happen.
That's terrific. Thank you so much, Jonathan.
Thanks for having me.
This is so much fun. Isn't this a great space? Takes a real imagination to come up with something like this. Okay, when we come back, we're going to go from tents to mobile homes. Yeah, mobile homes. Hurry back.